Well. Let me just get this out the way. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. You know, happy Thanksgiving to Bear fans around. Anyways, let's move on to the crap fest that is the Chicago Bears. So, in the heat of all this turmoil and all this stuff going on and all this crappy drama, which honestly, if you ask me, is just delaying the inevitable. That's what this win signifies. You're just delaying the inevitable of what's going to eventually happen. The Bears, after all the drama at Hallis Hall and all this fire Nagy stuff, which is going to continue, just let you know, it's going to continue. The Bears found a way with a second left in the game to beat the winless Lions and to make them go 0-10 while they go up to 4-7. Well, it seems like my prediction at 3-14 was wrong, so I guess the next prediction is 4-13. That's definitely going to happen. If not that, 5-12. Because the Giants absolutely reek. But let's get this straight. You're going to have Bear fans like, oh, great, we got to win. Wonderful. Yeah, we got to win. But Camfrey 15, why are you still so damn negative? You want to know why I'm negative? Because this team still sucks. You made me waste all my 3 hours of my morning to watch that pathetic crap. Let's be honest. The Lions absolutely suck. They put themselves in worse positions than the Bears did. If you ask me, you take away half those damn penalties the Lions had, the Lions probably end up winning this game. That goes to show you how bad the Lions are. For some dumb reason, the Lions ain't calling timeout when the Bears are in their own red zone, and they're just literally just letting the clock run. Dan Campbell's not calling any damn timeouts to be like, yeah, let's make sure we have at least enough time left on the clock. He just calls an absolutely no timeout. Then he messes up, and then he calls back-to-back timeouts at the end of the game, which gives the Bears 5 extra yards. The Bears pick with the first down. Game's over. So you look at the Lions, it's like, those guys, they really do suck. Now I see why they're winless. They actively do find ways to lose games. That last offensive drive they had, they probably should have went down the field and maybe at least kicked a field goal or at least got a touchdown out of it. But they had back-to-back holding calls, like a drive earlier in the game, that essentially shot them in the foot and killed them. The Lions lost this game, really, truly. Honestly, if you ask me, like I said earlier, you take away those holding calls and the dumb play calling they had and this dumb stuff their head coach was doing, the Lions should have won this damn game. If I'm a Lions fan, I'd be utterly pissed because you look at this game, you're like, this is a very winnable game. You hold the Bears to 16 points. Really? If you take away those penalties and the dumb play calling and the end of the game shenanigans of Dan Campbell, you might actually come out of this game victors. The moment the Lions, had all those holding calls, I had a feeling the Bears were going to go down the field and score. The question is, would the Bears have scored quick enough and gave enough time on the clock for the Lions to go down? Well, it seems like the Bears learned their damn lesson from the past 2 games, and that's make sure no team has no damn shot to even get a chance at touching the ball on offense. Well, I'll say that's one positive I'll take away. At least they learned their damn lesson that they can't trust the Desai defense. And I guess another positive at the standpoint, the fact that, well, guess what? It's seemingly like the Bears must have heard the Bears fans' cries and pleas from the standpoint to bench Kendall Vildor because he absolutely sucks and he can't cover nobody. Because guess who they started today? They started Artie Burns. Now, it didn't look like it was going good because he got burned. But after that, I will say he had a solid enough game. He locked up his side of the ball. Okay, fine. I'll take it. Bears defense did a better job holding the Lions to freaking 14 points, but what do I know? It's the Detroit Lions. They suck. So I guess my prediction on the Lions winning this game is bad. And because of it, when my co-host Matt Swarmstead comes over here to California, I owe him free freaking In-N-Out burgers. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Detroit Lions. But what did I know? I probably should never trusted Detroit to begin with. Now I see why they freaking are 0-10 now. They absolutely suck. They might fire freaking Dan Campbell after this season. Anyways, like I said, the Bears won, but look, let me just ask you from an outsider's perspective, from a Bears fan's perspective. I'm just being honest. I'm going to tell you how it is, how I truly feel how it is. And if you're a Bear fan that doesn't like the point I make, well, then you can go kiss ass to some freaking Chicago Bears YouTuber where they'll gladly suck the dick of the mediocrity of the Chicago Bears and suck it for the McCaskies and Matt Nagy. Again, like I said, winning is bad, losing good. Because guess what? Now that you won, this dumb Bears organization is so it's so stupid to actually believe a win against the Lions is going to solve all their problems. They're going to think, okay, we won a very tough game against the Detroit Lions. This is what we need. We're still somewhere in the playoff race somewhere. Some cards have to fall our way, and we need to go out there and go on a winning streak, and we need to go beat the competition. This is the week that rallies the team together. All the drama about our coach and everything. You know, I'm going to do all this. I'm going to do all that. Yada, 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 yada. Bullshit. Yeah, in this type of scenario, if this team was actually a pretty talented team, this will be the moment, the wake-up part in their season where it's like, okay, we need to stop BSing around and we need to get our stuff together. And we need to go on a dang winning streak to end the season and make the dang playoffs. But you want to know something, Bear fans? I'm just going to be flat. This is the typical gimme game that the Bears are going to get to make themselves and the management and the McCaskies and Ted Phillips and everybody else, including Matt Nagy himself, feel so damn good like they got some sort of monkey off their back. Well, let's get something straight. The monkey is not off their back, because let's get something straight again. If you really think a win against the measly Detroit Lions, a winless team, is going to change anything for the better and make things feel good in the city of Chicago, let's get something straight. It's not. It's not going to make you feel any better than you did last week, because you just come out of this game with 1 second left, kicking the game-winning field goal. Mind you, Matt Nagy's offense, again, scored 16 points. That's under 20 points with the backup quarterback, Andy Dalton. Now, let's get to this. Especially, thank God my co-host isn't on here, because he'd be sucking Andy Dalton off like freaking no tomorrow, like he was Brady from New England. So I'm sorry, Matt, if you heard that, but I'm just being honest. You can call me a hater. What leads me to believe that Andy Dalton makes this offense better? Because that's what I heard time and time again. You know, I heard that last week. You know, Andy Dalton actually makes this offense work better. Sometimes in this game, you know, Andy Dalton maybe should be starting the rest of the game or the rest of the season. He actually is doing good on offense. Please go look yourself in the mirror when you say that and stop looking into the stats. Those are measly stats. Those are measly statistics. Let me read you Andy Dalton's line. Andy Dalton was 24 for 39, 317 yards passing, 1 TD and 1 pick. Should have been 2. Now, please ask me a good question. For all the people saying Andy Dalton makes his offense go, Andy Dalton makes his offense a lot better with his veteran experience. He only scored 16 points. He only scored 16 points. 16, and an Andy Dalton-led offense under center is something the Bears should keep going to. 16 points. People make it seem like he dropped damn near 30, 40 points on this Lions defense. He wasn't even close. 16 points. And my co-host was gonna be on the channel praising, oh, you shouldn't be too critical about him. He had 300 passing yards and 1 TD and only had 1 pick. BS, get the hell out of here with that BS. Andy Dalton did nothing. 16 points. I wouldn't exactly say Andy Dalton did more. And if you go back to the first matchup against the Lions, guess what? Justin Fields dropped more points, 24. They made more points in the first matchup than this matchup. So don't come tell me that a freaking Justin Fields-led offense is going to do no better than a freaking Andy Dalton offense. Because if you look at the Andy Dalton statistics, his first game he started, 14 points. And against the Bengals, only half of it. He only had about 13 points by then when he got hurt. Justin Fields came in. He only scored a measly 6 points his go-around. But then he comes around against the same Lions team and drops 24 points on their defense. Then against the Raiders, 20 points on this defense. Now in the Packers game, he only dropped 14 points. Next game against the Buccaneers, dropped 3 points. The 49ers game, he dropped 22 points. Then 27 points against the Steelers. Again, combination of Andy Dalton and Justin Fields only measly scored 13 points last week. And here, Andy Dalton scored a measly 16 points in his first start. So in other words, Justin Fields has dropped more 20-point games than Andy Dalton has this season. Stop wasting my time with the Andy Dalton should be starting BS, and he's doing good. That even goes to my co-host. Trust me. Andy Dalton's a waste of our freaking time. Please tell me what Andy Dalton did any better than Justin Fields could have did. All I saw was play calling differences. It seemed like Matt Nagy definitely loved to freaking play action pass for Andy Dalton more than Justin Fields. Huh. What a coincidence. I damn near saw almost 20 play action passes. Matt Nagy never does that for Justin Fields. Huh. Makes more sense because guess what? George McCaskey told freaking Nagy to start Justin Fields. And now it makes all sense when you go back to all the anemic performances Justin Fields has and why he doesn't look so good. Because Matt Nagy is sabotaging him. And when I saw that report about George telling Nagy to start Fields, guess what? That's the first smart thing McCaskey's ever done in his life. Second, now it makes sense why Justin Fields at times looked anemic in the games because his freaking coach was not helping him out, which further proved the point that he sabotaged him. So I'm right again. He sabotaged Justin Fields' development. Don't waste my time. So people who try to counteract the fact, oh, he wasn't sabotaging him. Well, Gary, there you go. The game plan calling is different. Again, I saw like 20 plus play action pass attempts for Andy Dalton. Why don't we do that for Justin Fields? No idea. He had 39 passing attempts too. By halftime, he had 26. Where's that for Justin? Oh, wait, he's a rookie quarterback. That's why. Oh, really? He had 39 attempts. But Justin Fields was starting. He at least get probably 20 to 25 attempts of passing. Sabotage at its finest. Thank you, Matthew Nagy. I hope you're fired tomorrow. There's a part and a half of the game where guess what? Dalton had 26, freaking pass attempts. Montgomery had 5 carries. Yeah, that sounds absolutely right. It sounds absolutely like Matt Nagy isn't sucking the cock of freaking Andy Dalton. Get off my channel if you really believe that Andy Dalton is some sort of savior. He's not. He's not the future. And if you really do believe that Andy Dalton played a good game, then you're wrong. You're looking too much into the lines. This is the same Lions team that Mitchell Trubisky was carving up with utter ease. It shouldn't be no slugfest for Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton dropped 16 points on this damn defense of the Lions. Mitchell Trubisky dropped 20. He dropped 4, dang near 30 points on this Lions defense. The same Lions team he played when he was on the Bears. Justin Fields dropped 24 points on this Lions defense. No, but Andy Dalton, he should start. Get out of here. Done with the bullshit of this Andy Dalton runs the offense better. Get out of my face. I don't care if you're my co-host. I don't care if you're some fair weather Bears fan. I don't care who you are. Matt Nagy, you're sabotaging Justin Fields. That's all you need to know. Anyways, rest of the offense. Darnell Mooney had a nice game. That's great. Wonderful. 100 yards receiving because he's like the only damn target on the team. This week we decided to throw the tight ends. Wow. Why didn't we do that last week? Very inventive. Great. I thought the defense played fine. I'll take it. It's better than nothing, but you know, you expect your defense to only hold the Lions to 14 measly points. But then again, like I said, they got bailed out because the Lions were having penalty after penalty after penalty. Again, like I said, you take away all those holding penalties from the Lions might have had 28 points. And guess what? We're looking at a different score. Because on that drive, that last offensive drive they had, they were actually moving the ball until they just literally just kept holding on to Bear players. They were moving the ball, and they looked like they were going to go down the field and maybe get a field goal at least, or maybe a touchdown, and probably seal the Bears' fate. But the Lions are going to Lions because the Lions absolutely reek, and they suck. But before I get out of here so everybody can enjoy their Thanksgiving Day and have fun with their families and stuff like that, let me just tell you this. If you're going to feel any confident about the Chicago Bears beating the Detroit Lions, let me just tell you, Bear fans, you're mistakenly wrong. Because next week we play the damn Arizona Cardinals. I want to be shocked if there's more Cardinals fans in Soldier Field. Because you want to know why? They used to play in Chicago. So please tell me, what does this win do for you? What does it do for you? It does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. It's a meaningless win that makes the coaching staff and the players and the management feel a lot better because they beat the Lions. But then you walk next week, next Sunday, to playing the Arizona Cardinals, which you're going to get smacked by. I expect Kyler Murray to return. And when you got weapons like DeAndre Hopkins and A.J. Green and Zach Ertz, you're going to get dotted up. You're going to get burned. So what does this win do anything? This win also didn't prove to me that we're going to beat the Cardinals. You think 16 points are going to beat the Arizona Cardinals with that high-power offense they got? Even with Justin Fields coming back, that's not going to do a damn thing because his offense sucks. And then after that, you play the Packers on national TV in Lambeau. You're going to get smacked there too. Then you play Monday Night Football against the Vikings, only to get smacked again too. Then you go to Seattle. I know Seattle isn't doing good, but you play at Seattle, one of the toughest places to play. You might maybe escape. You might just barely lose to the Seattle Seahawks there. Then you go home to play the Giants. You'll probably somehow win, maybe somehow lose the game there. And then you'll go to Minnesota to end the season, which you'll probably lose there too. So please tell me, what does this win do anything for the Bears? It does nothing. It's just a little thing that the management and the coaching staff like Matt Nagy can take it as a sigh of relief to think they're off the hook. Just to let you know, there's still going to be fans chanting, "Fire Nagy. Fire Nagy. Fire Nagy." Yesterday, guess what? They had AEW Dynamite in Chicago last week. During the CM Punk match, you could hear on your TV. Heck, you can look through the breaks on people's social media, on Twitter. There were like Fire Nagy chants like 2, 3, 4 times chanted in the stadium at AEW Dynamite. People are sick and tired of it. Next Bulls home game, you're going to hear Fire Nagy chants. Next Bears home game, when they're singing up their joint, there's going to be booing and fire Nagy chants again. Why are you delaying the inevitable? Why? And guess what? Of course, McCaskies and Phillips are going to say, we're not going to fire him. Because you want to know why? Because the leaker who leaked that information, probably should have just kept his damn mouth shut. He probably should have never made this whole report a thing. Because you want to know why? Because then the Bears management, like the Bears management always do, gets cold feet about a decision they were going to make. And guess what? They ended up reneging. So because of this win, it probably signifies that guess what? The management's going to keep Matt Nagy around for the rest of the year, which is going to be terrible. Because guess what? It's going to do nothing for you. Just might as well get rid of him now. But okay, fine. He's going to get fired at the end of the year. I don't know how much more I can tolerate this clown's offense. So that's going to happen. He's going to be around here for another year, for a few more weeks till the end of the season, and then he's going to get fired. But if you ask me, guess what? If I was management, I'd still wouldn't be impressed with this win. I would look at this. I'd be like, we needed to barely beat a winless team. At the last second, we had to kick a game-winning field goal. Our offense didn't look good. Why the hell is he still here then? He didn't do anything. Let's fire him now. So, let him have his little Thanksgiving party with his family and his teammates and all his other crap. And then tomorrow morning, I should see Bears fire Matt Nagy first thing in the morning. But you know what? The Chicago Bears ain't going to do that because they're idiots. They're not going to fire their coach, even though they saw he could barely beat a winless Lions team. Get the hell out of here. We're only delaying the inevitable, ladies and gentlemen. We're only delaying the inevitable. What's the point in keeping this clown Matt Nagy? Only to hear his chance of fire Nagy go to roll out the damn stadium every Bears game we get? Please. Waste of time. Matt Nagy needs to get fired now. We're wasting our time. Well, what do I know? So what? I don't care. He's going to be fired eventually. Again, like I said, they're only delaying the inevitable. So guess what, Bear fans? You may be the ones who were like cheering for the Bears to win all day today and happy that the Bears win. Well, guess what? You're going to be in purgatory next week when we play the Cardinals. You're going to be even worse purgatory when we're on primetime stage against the Packers. And then again in purgatory when we get dotted up by the Vikings. So I don't know why Bear fans getting so excited over getting a measly win against the Lions. Oh, we're happy we got a win. Oh, we got a win. Yeah. We ended the 5-game losing streak. For what? For only you saying people to be upset and be all pissed off when the Bears lose to the dang Cardinals? Trust me, I'll be the first person laughing my butt off when I'm probably pulling out tweets and stuff like that saying, why the Bears lose this game? We should have won this game. Really? Really? No, it's called you're stupid and you're blind. Put on the real glasses and you'll see this team. Anyways, the Bears escape Detroit with a W. Yes, escape. Andy Dalton wins the Thanksgiving Trophy Award on Fox. I thought they were going to hand it to Matt Nagy out of generosity for everything that happened to him. I don't give a fuck. I'd still fire his ass first thing in the morning. Hell, I don't care if it's Thanksgiving Day today. I'd still fire him the moment he walks into the locker room and tell him, thank you for your services. You're done. Take an Uber back to Chicago. Anyways, the Bears win 16-14 in not a convincing way. Andy Dalton, so-called, lights it up. And the Bears are delaying the inevitable of Matt Nagy. Job tenure. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go enjoy my Thanksgiving Day. Hopefully you guys have a great, wonderful Thanksgiving Day. So, yeah. We'll be back next week. Hopefully my co-host is back next week with me. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know when his Patriots play, when the Bears play the Cardinals. But we'll be back next week for the next week's game recap against Bears Cardinals, where I expect the Bears to lose 30-10. The mediocrity of the McCaskey way, right? I know. Hopefully, and to all, Matt Nagy from Camp 315, have a great Thanksgiving. Because you know what? You ain't making it a great Thanksgiving for me because you're still employed by the Chicago Bears. I hope your ass gets fired first thing in the morning. Anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on the Bears win. Do you think the Bears can make some sort of dumb run? Lord have mercy if they somehow win the next games on their schedules and they somehow back in the playoffs. Good God, I might actually kill myself because then I have to deal with Matt Nagy again for another year. And that's when I'm not going to watch Bears next season. Matt Nagy comes back next year. I'm just going to tell you, frankly, I'm not watching another Bears game till Matt Nagy's fired. But I'll watch the rest of the season for now. But if he comes back next year and it's a guaranteed comeback next year, I'm done with the Bears. I'm not watching another game. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Chicago Bears content or any other content on the channel like anime and stuff like that. But other than that, like I said, have a great Thanksgiving. Seriously, in all seriousness. Have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. And yeah. But other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys next week for Chicago Bears versus Cardinals game recap. Peace.